Howdy folks, today is Thursday, July 10th. It is 5:42 p.m. and the temperature is a very nice 26 degrees Celsius. And I am here on Eglinton Avenue West, and that is a look to the east. And this is an area in Midtown known as the Eglinton Way, as evidenced by that sign. And I've got with me my trusty Move-In Mini folding e-bike. And for this one, I'm going to be riding east along Eglinton. It'll be mostly on Eglinton Avenue East. I'm going to ride over to Leaside just to check out the status of the still not fully complete bike lanes on Eglinton. Then once I get to Leaside, I'll be riding south into East York. So let me just get the action camera ready to go, although I've pretty much configured things. I'll hop on the bike in a moment and we'll get riding. And away we go. So this is east on Eglinton Avenue West, although it'll become Eglinton Avenue East once we get past the intersection of Yonge and Eglinton. I was having kind of a lazy day, and I have to make my way over to East York. Oh, an Acura NSX. I thought it's been a while since I've recorded a ride, so it made sense to do just that. And these bike lanes have been getting better and better. Last year I did a ride in them mostly along Eglinton Avenue West. They're supposed to be complete around the time the Crosstown LRT opens. That's been under construction since 2011. There's an entrance to Avenue Station, but that is yet to open. And there was lots of talk of it opening in September of this year, but hilariously, or sadly, depending on your perspective, looks like those plans have been delayed, and it's not going to open until sometime after that. But previously, Metrolinx arranged for these bike lanes to be installed around all the intersections where the stations are, and I think the city was supposed to connect the dots and complete the rest of the bike lanes after that. But this stretch feels pretty complete. Before it was a patchwork of now you see them, now you don't. And there weren't many people in them. But so far, this is much better than they were. They're a little on the narrow side, but there's a nice buffer between vehicle traffic and the bike lanes. And that's something you definitely appreciate as a pedestrian. As we get to Duplex Avenue, so we're just one block away from Yonge Street. There's a sign for the Young Eglinton Pharmacy, lower level of the CIBC building. They've been advertising the heck out of that new pharmacy. yepharmacy.ca. They've just been paying people to march around the neighborhood with those signs. There you can see what will be the entrance to the LRT portion of Eglinton Station on the right, as we approach the very busy Yonge and Eglinton intersection, one that, in my opinion, should be a scramble crossing. There's the CIBC building, so I'm guessing that's where that pharmacy is. I just recorded a walk through this area a few days ago, revisiting my condo hell walk. All right, so the bike lane has disappeared. It'll reappear around Mount Pleasant, where the next station is. These bike lanes sure won't be ready to go. This car's not indicating or anything. And the crosstown, if the crosstown finally opens. I was pulling a U-turn from the far right lane. Smooth move. Someone starting their turn with pedestrians crossing. It's unbelievable how poor the state of driving is in this city, yet the police are more concerned with ticketing cyclists for rolling through stop signs at Hyde Park. This is Redpath Avenue. Car accident, 1-800-JUSTICE, the Presler Injury Lawyers. We're not a super litigious society. And we're not one that hands out insane punitive damage judgments like they do in the US. There's a lot less of that sort of advertising up here. You'll notice the quality of the road here is rather atrocious. I think the city has been waiting for the crosstown to open to resurface Eglinton, and here's the bike lane reappearing. And it's gonna disappear in a moment. That sounded like an e-bike horn. All right, fuck you cyclists, back into traffic you go. And this is why you can't really say Eglinton has bike lanes. Or look at the amount of people in them and say, see, there's proof that they don't work. Can't really fault people for not wanting to ride in this shit show. I'm not really sure what the exact timeline will be on connecting those segments of bike lanes and completing things. I was going to go around the bus, but there's a few cars coming up in the left lane. Here we go. But if you know, let me know down in the comments as we're approaching Bayview. That fire truck is going north up Bayview. Hey, look, some little bike lane fragments to ride in. That's Leaside Station, or will be, if and when it opens. Perhaps later on this year, I'll do a full ride along Eglinton all the way out into Scarborough, where the crosstown will end. But we're also going to get to check out the expanded bike lanes on Millwood. It's a 54 Lawrence bus straight ahead of me. So there should be some more bike lane fragments coming up right here at Laird, as a new station will appear, but that doesn't appear to be the case. There is nothing roughed in here. And I'm going to signal that I'm turning right. And this will turn into Millwood, a little bit south of here. And if I remember to, I'll stop on the Millwood Viaduct and get a view of the skyline and the construction going on. They're building a bridge over the Don Valley as part of the Ontario line. A few big box power centers in this area, the big one being just there on the left. It's a very suburban feeling part of town. And not particularly cyclist friendly, at least not this stretch. I need to make my way to this area from where I live in Midtown. I usually take residential streets over. This road is in pretty rough shape as well. You can hear my bike starting to rattle a bit. So this is Millwood Road here. Laird comes to an end right here, and it becomes Millwood just south of here. It's the Leaside Memorial Gardens Arena on the right. Overlay Boulevard, construction and lane closures. Expect delays. We'll be going by the Thorncliffe Park neighborhood in a moment, just up here on the left. And this is Redway Road. There's a very isolated Loblaw supermarket to the right. I once did a video on a staircase there. There's an entrance there, or a sign at the entrance. I'm not sure what it says, but I did a hidden Toronto video heading down that way before. There's a lot of construction going on down in the valley. I wonder if that sign says keep out. You know what? Stairs are not to be used for public usage at any time. No winter maintenance of walkway and stairs. Private property, no trespassing. Well, the sign was certainly not here when I made my video through here. I wonder if that was a contributing factor to that, but there you go. Stay the hell out of here. Private property. I think they would just fence that up completely if that's the case. They're just inviting people to go down there. And you'll notice there's no sidewalk on the right side of the street here, but one will magically appear pretty soon. There's Thorncliffe Park on the left. I should have stopped. Not the most egregious thing I've ever done. But there's a bi-directional bike lane, and I think there's one on the other side too. It's kind of curious as to how this came to be. There is where Metrolinx is going to build an overpass over the Don Valley Parkway connecting the Ontario line to Leaside. And what a spectacular view of the skyline this is. And that's the Don Valley Parkway just over there. I think there's someone else possibly stopping to take in the view. All right, let's magically clip the camera back on. So I think that's a bi-directional bike lane over on the other side as well. But I got a little bit of time. So let's go left here. Let's test the awkwardness of this configuration. There's a little arrow here. And maybe what I'll do is at O'Connor, dotted line, he can go. They waited for me. They weren't expecting a cyclist to actually yield to them. General rule of thumb, if a vehicle is turning right, do not go right around it. Make sure you make eye contact with the driver if you're going to do that. Wait for them to turn or go left around them. They might stop and wave you through, in which case it's okay to go right. It doesn't really matter whose right away it is. You're playing with your own life and going to get hooked if you just zoom around the right side of vehicles that are turning right. Famous last words, it was my right of way. All right, I want to go left here. I think it might be preferable. To just double cross. Oh. Red Flintstone unit. So we're going to go left here on O'Connor and take this over to Woodbine, then I'll head down to Danforth. Oh, there's an advanced screen. Maybe I should have waited. All right, let's zoom along O'Connor, then we'll zoom down Woodbine, which I think has bike lanes. So we are in the former borough and municipality of East York. Connor here bends to the north, just east of here, and goes all the way up back to Eglinton. It's kind of a neat stretch. There's a lot of strip malls and businesses on it. This part's not so interesting. Turn signals, what are they? If you're wondering what the law is for vehicles passing, they have to leave a full meter between them and a cyclist. There is a guy who used to ride around, I don't know if he still does, with a 1 meter pool noodle sticking out of the side of his bike. It's one way to get your point across. All right, here's Coxwell. I generally try to keep as far right as I safely can and try to share the road. There's certainly times where taking the full lane is warranted. And we have run into a bunch of traffic. Oh well, I'm on 2 wheels and I'll have to deal with this. Let's go down to whatever this street is and take this over to Woodbine, if it's possible. Turn signals, how do they work? I don't know. You could say this is almost a sleepy neighborhood. It hasn't really changed much visually in several decades. Most of these homes are from the 40s, if I'm not mistaken. And this is Plains Road, Plains. It's not too often I ride the speed limit on my bike, but we're doing just that. That should be Woodbine just up ahead here. Last year, I was right around the corner from here to take in some Canada Day fireworks. I think it was called Stan Wadlow Park. I would call these semi-protected bike lanes. This is southbound Woodbine. You could take Woodbine all the way down into the beaches, down towards Woodbine Beach. I'm going to be going right on Danforth. I don't know why I looked at my watch. I can't see the time with the glare. This is Cosburn. Well, it's 6:14. My timing is decent. That lady in the white car there just kind of pulled out abruptly and then stopped. That freaked the mom out a little bit. Drivers always have this "what's the big deal" attitude. I wasn't going. Well, you don't know that when you're a pedestrian. Don't start your turn until it's completely clear. We're not mind readers. We don't know if you're not paying attention or if you're just pulling out for absolutely no reason at all just to stop. Just wait until the damn crossing is completely clear. This is Mortimer. I could take this over to where I'm going. Yes, how do stop signs work? I have no fucking clue, says that guy. I'm gonna roll right over it. And on a positive note, it's a beautiful day. It's absolutely perfect to be going out and getting in a little spin, even if I'm being lazy and letting the bike do most of the work. All right, Danforth. So we're just gonna head over to about where Jones Avenue is. I'll test the riding towards the sun capabilities of this camera, although it's not so bad. This is west on Danforth Avenue, and you really have to be careful. There's a lot of negligent people just popping open their doors after they park and stepping into the bike lanes without looking. It's one of those areas where you just got to be ready to brake and get on your bell at any time. What is this person doing camped way back here? I see a fire truck with its lights on at what looks to be around Coxwell. There it is on the left in front of a TTC facility. That's the, well, that might be a seniors center it's actually in front of. There's the TTC facility. We are heading towards Greektown. What's this guy doing? He's talking to the guy in that car. People out on the patio. It was nice of that guy to just sit there, and it was nice of this guy in front to jump the queue like that. It's kind of a dick move. As we head through Little Ethiopia, and this is Greenwood Avenue. Here is Donlands Avenue. Let's see if this guy tries to jump the queue again. This is Jones Avenue, so we are entering Greektown. You know what? I just decided we're going to end it here. But what a nice Ferrari. And some laneway art. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way. Anywho, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink.